That's dope. That's dope.
That's dope. What's up, everybody? It is 1:31 p.m. Eastern Daily Time. I was having a camera issue, so I was about 45 seconds late. If you don't like it, leave. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. It is raining here. It's kind of borderline hurricane vibes outside, which is a good excuse to sit around and look at charts. As most of you probably know by now, I got a giveaway going on, $5,000 worth of Bitcoin and ETH from my very own wallets. Just going to blast those out through the internets and the technological advancements to from my wallet to yours. All you got to do is subscribe to this YouTube channel right here. And click the link that's right down below that says giveaway and do some things. Honestly, my team set it up. I don't know what things you can do. Also, I have to obligatory ask you to smash, tap, tickle, do whatever you want with the like button. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Like Nike, just do it. What are we doing here today? I have no idea. Just kidding. I have a newsletter. You guys might know that. The Wolf Den, also linked down below. And there's a free version that comes out every 2 weeks. And there's a paid version, which is $15. It comes out 5 days a week. It's $15 a month. I take chart requests from my paid subscribers. On the Wednesday email, I send out a link to a Google form. They fill out what they want to see. And that's what this is. It's broadcast publicly and live, but they are requests specifically from my subscribers. So please fight the urge to go ahead and start spamming the chat with a bunch of coins that I'm just not going to look at, guys. There's actually a list, I think, in the description when they set it up that shows what coins I'm going to look at. I'm going to look at those coins. So without further ado, let's look at Bitcoin first, right? Because that's where everything starts. And Bitcoin's actually moving a little bit today. I looked at it in a video this morning, but this is boring, right? We are just chopping sideways, and this is giving altcoins a chance to run, Forrest, run, right? So we got this sort of little daily range that's formed up here up top. This is really, really local, only going back to the 23rd, just like a week. We're kind of in here. So maybe get excited if you get above. Maybe you start to worry if you get below, but really nothing to worry about. This is not even worth charting, which is good because that means we can finally look at altcoins, which have been going nuts. You can see we have this symmetrical triangle, had a bit of a fake out below for liquidity, and now sort of pumping. Let's see what happens if and when it breaks this top line. That would be a pretty convincing signal that it is up only time, but you would have to make that make you wonder in that case, just what would happen to altcoins. Bitcoin really pumps our little alt season here might be over because you can see dominance. First of all, charting Bitcoin dominance is a meme. This is not a tradable asset. And the reason that you have support and resistance and lines and all that is because of what people are doing, and people are not trading this. But if you're one of those people who believes that, you know, Fibonacci levels occur in nature and the leaves match the snowflakes and the vibes of our life cycles, and okay, then whatever, you can look at a chart and draw shit on it. But, you know, you can see we had this major dump again here, but this is back to almost to the bottom levels of what we saw before. So if Bitcoin pumps, we might see this bounce. So just be a little cautious as we approach all of these alting coins. I should also mention I'm barely going to be looking at your comments because I got all these charts across the top that we need to look at. You said you just quit McDonald lead manager position. I don't know if you're telling me to quit or you're saying that you just did. If you just quit, congratulations. If you're telling me to quit, never. The benefits are just incredible. Oh, wait, my requested coin isn't on the list. Officially salty. That's weird, but my assistant takes all the ones. He chooses the ones that have consensus, and there we go, because sometimes there's like 60 coins. All right, let's take a look at the first request. You know it's going to be a good day when somebody requests 1 inch, because then I get to make a joke about tiny penises. Tiny penises, 1 inch. Nobody wants 1 inch. the first time someone requested, I said 1 inch, the coin least likely to please a woman. And I stick with that. So we're going to call it 6 inch. Okay. Just for our own benefit here. Let's see what 6 inch is doing. Well, first of all, we had the breakout here of this descending line, and we've had continued price action up on 6 inch. And 6 inch is just like average. It's not like we're saying this is the best coin or the biggest coin. We're just saying that at 6 inches, it's, average, at which case we can have the debate, the argument that we always have, which is, is it in fact the size of the wave, or is it the motion of the ocean that matters? I'll leave that to our viewers to figure out. It looks like we have this descending resistance right here. Probably, I mean, you could call it a bull flag, probably. Let's see if there's a parallel channel or a descending broadening wedge. Those do give different targets. So it would look like this. Yeah, not really. Well, yeah, kind of. It's up, up, down, up. Technically you want up, down to confirm a channel. But the idea is there. And then you can discern targets based on where you think the flag bull started. Some would say here, some would say here, some would say here. But with this flip of the EQ that we had here on this range, right, we dumped with everything else in May, formed a range. You've seen that Bitcoin has broken out of this accumulation. Ethereum has broken out of this accumulation, but a lot of altcoins have not. So 1 inch after, testing the bottom of the range, that gives you a target of the EQ, this center line. Once you flip the EQ, that gives you a target up here. So we should be looking at $4.11 or so from here, just on the fact that it already flipped the EQ here, right? And this red line, you can move it around here, it doesn't matter, whatever. It's an idea. It's being flipped. So a break here, where we should be heading up to 411. If we can get above that, then I would say this is a better line, somewhere about 540. So what you're looking for here is a little break here. These are all potential spots to enter, right? And you extend that a little wider, gives you sort of the idea. That's what I'd be looking for on 1 inch, assuming we continue this bullish trend of altcoins. Then maybe 1 inch can pop some of those pills they always advertise and become 1 foot. Never know. 1 inch straight to 1 foot. Maybe 1 foot's a little much. I don't know. Aave, USDT. It spells USDT. That's tethers. Aave. Okay, let's take a look-see, shall we? Not a thing that I trade generally, but we had the death cross here. We all know that that's a result of this and not preceding action. We do have a potential bullish golden cross coming. What could be interesting about a golden cross here, that would be this 50 MA crossing up to 200 MA, is if price was right around it. Here we had this death cross, but price was way down here when it happened, right? Really far away. Crosses can be compelling if price is right on the cross, if it's like basically touching when it happened. So that's sort of like you see this came up and got rejected there. So if that happened, that would be interesting. But what you're looking for on Aave right now is a break above 418. It faked out here a little bit. But to me, this was sort of the high after the major drop, May 19th, reactionary bounce. So that's the top of this range, right? If we want it here, let's draw it as a range just to give you an idea, since we did it on 6 inch already. And you have a deviation below this range as well, but this is what you'd be looking at for a range, right? This idea. We don't need this line anymore. So we've got to the top. Now you either look for entry down here, retest, or you look for an entry above, right? And then what's amazing about a lot of these coins, this is like major blue skies ahead for any coin. You have a little bit of resistance here in these areas, hence why I think it would do something like that. But because of this huge candle on these dumps, not much resistance there, right? That was straight selling. There's no sellers left there until you get up to the highs. So I think Aave looks pretty good, but I would want to personally at this point see it flip 418, which is the top of this range, if you didn't catch it at 364 on the 200 MA. Good, great, awesome. AMP, what are you doing, bro? Not much happening here. All these coins making their moves. And this still looks pretty bad. Let's see something. I think something like that is really the major trend. But here's what's interesting. We are at support here, right? Talk about supply and demand. So here's one zone, right? This is one area you would expect to bounce. You have this down candle before a major move up, meaning that there's a lot of buyers probably left over. That creates demand. Well, here's your next one, right? And what happened? All these two candles both either closed or opened directly on the top of that, you know? And if you pull that back, you get all these wicks and stuff as support into that area. And now we're kind of bouncing out of it. So actually, this isn't a terrible place to take a shot. I would say just targeting the blue line, and then you see what happens from there. You clearly have another level like right in this area. It's not high above, but you know, something through here. This, like that, right? All this found support there. This nuked through it. So you might struggle at 56 cents even from here. I don't see an entry here at all, to be honest. This is real increase in volume. It's one of the biggest volume candles on the chart, and it is selling, right? And you're seeing even more volume here. So you want to see some capitulation, a sign of a reversal first. Maybe if you flip that, you start talking about here, flip that, but very little to see, surprisingly, on that chart. Ooh, cake. Yeah, you ask for cake USD, you get cake BUSD. Boy. Yeah, boy, USD. That was a Flavor Flav impression. This looks good, man. Cake flipped $21 to support, tapped it today. Tap, give it a little tap, tappy. You're too good for your home. Go to your home. A little tap, tappy. So we had this clear break and retest, but maybe there's a better line to be seen like that, right? 1, 2, 3. I don't like all this fresh air. Either way, no matter where you draw it, this thing has broken out and it's now flipped. This would be the range. Let's do it again. Right? Because we're looking at the same thing on almost every coin. This bottomed out here, topped out here. There's your range. We can even just go ahead and delete these. Right? Get rid of that. Simple. So these coins, like when you see a drop like this and you see all this accumulation, right? You expect maybe that it'll bear flag or something like that, that you'll see accumulation, that you'll see consolidation and it'll continue to drop, right? Bottom of a move, bear flag or bear pennant or something down. But when you see this sort of like Wyckoff accumulation, when you see it range, then it breaks a line like this, right? Usually somewhere in the middle, you've seen that. It's a good signal. But when it flips the top of that range to support, it's over. Accumulation, this should be going back to the highs, right? No chart is for certain, but this should be heading to $44. And your entry is today, $21.53, right? Really simple. And you can see, well, look at this. Look at that. 21.45 in that case. But look, that's the perfect top here. Support. 3 of those candles are exactly on this line. And then that's the top of this entire accumulation. Dude, mega looking good. Cake. Go swap some pancakes for some chocolate chip pancakes, because chocolate chip pancakes are the best pancakes. Do you guys eat pancakes? I love pancakes. Chocolate chip pancakes. All right. I'm coming over here really quick to see what you guys are talking about. The charts he's talking about in the descriptions, homies. That's right, homies. Yes, that was Happy Gilmore. Little tap, tappy. Are you too good for your home? Go to your home, ball. Got some Flavor Flav fans in the house. Get up, get down. 911 at Yo Town. Get up, get down. 911, where's the leg crown? Ow. It's Public Enemy for you who are not cultured in the ways of the rap game. Celer, USDT. Bro, all these coins look bananas. It would be a shame to see Bitcoin ruin these setups because, increasing volume, breaking through resistance, popping off that 200 MA, just like these other ones we've been seeing. This seems to be a thing right now. Flip the MAs, consolidate, give it a little pop. Snap, crackle, pop. We used to joke. It's also a Chris Tucker joke at some point, when we talked about trolls, because you couldn't troll someone when I was a kid because there was no social media or medium for trolling. You had to actually say something to their face and be like, snap, crackle, pop. I'm going to snap, and then your face is going to crackle when I pop your ass. That's Rice Krispies, but that used to be a thing that we used to say. Snap, crackle, pop. But this is popping. This is popping, right? And you had this sort of rectangle accumulation here real quick. Not really a bull flag, but, you did this thing. Now you're blasting up out of it. I don't know if that's an optical illusion, but that does not look flat to me. It looks like it's widening, but it's clearly not. Look, you're breaking out here. Either you bought the breakout or you hope that you get either a retest of this or a retest of this and head up to 10 cents. Should be 10 cent. Here. Maybe, here. Find some resistance. We could just, if you want to, find another way to do it, just pull a fib. Pull some fibs on this whole move. Right at the 38.2, use the fibs. Doesn't matter. See, that one lines up right with that line where I had that. See? Cool. Idea, though, listen, we'll see all these bullish setups, then Bitcoin moves, and we're going to see, and they're all going to puke. I don't know. But right now, if Bitcoin remains kind of where it is, altcoins look bananas. CLV, Tether. This is some new shit. Been around only this month, it would appear. Launched on July 29th on the Binance. Maybe there's somewhere else I should be charting it. I don't know. So I'm going to not worry about that. But this is a nice chart because it launched. You got the kind of drop in the rounding bottom, right? This is what we see on these launches when they go up. We have just higher lows kind of steadily here and making higher highs. If you count the wicks here. High, 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 low, low, low. Each higher low confirmed by a higher high and vice versa. It's a lot to like here. Let me see something real quick. This isn't going to work actually, but I'm going to do it anyways because now it's in my head. Well, it kind of works. Yeah, it kind of works actually. Although you technically would want to draw it off this one. Slight deviation. Something like that. Right there. See where it topped out? Boom. The bottom's not exactly touching either. Right there. Yes, that's the spot. 1, 2, 3 touches up top, 2 low, but they are not alternating. So it's just kind of an idea. Rounding bottom, cup and handle. Should go up. Should go up. Kind of a tough one when there's no price action and this is a 4-hour chart, right? So, you can just pull levels off the swings. Obviously, that's your key level. Maybe here. Something like this. Through here, maybe. Here. Honestly, I wouldn't even play levels on this. I would just play the 50 MA, which is right at the EQ. If you get a bounce off this EQ of this channel, you take it. Either way, we should be heading to the top of the channel right now. Maybe you pull this support right here. Say, I'm out if that breaks. A lot of ways to approach this, but there's just not enough history for me to really chart this and give you too accurate of an appraisal. CTSI. Holy boring coin. Look at this range and tightness and tighty whiteys. Let's look at it on the daily. Generally has been trending up. This was a key level clearly. There. Here. Which could be the tops of these, something like that. Remember, a line like this, first of all, you bias to the right, newer price action, but it's kind of an area, right? Don't get caught up in the exact thing. Like you could draw this as you could just say, I mean, you could literally just go like this, this area, right? Same. So it makes you not feel like you need to be so exact. Yet again, look how failed that death cross is. They're such bad indicators generally. Just don't use them. But like a death crossed after the bottom on the way up. Whatever. If you're looking for a dip here-ish, but I mean, this looks like a move up on major volume and sort of a bull pendant. So I would expect this to break up sooner than later. I don't like this one wick up because it makes the pattern sort of convoluted, right? But we could just do like a thing like this, a range, or yes, we could do this. That's fine. There. If it breaks that, set an alarm, you're headed to $1.75 in theory, which is a doubling from here, even though it doesn't look like it on the chart because it's logarithmic. There you go. Elrond. NFTs, DEX, AMM, all these things coming on Elrond, on MyR. These guys just keep building. Music festival, using them as for buying tickets, and the NFTs for the festival. You guys, I love them. That's it. You just know I love them. So just leave it there. I love this project. I love their team. I find Benjamin inspiring. Now I think if you hold 159, you're going to 203, but I was saying this at 121. I've been sharing setups on Elrond in the newsletter quite frequently. And there was a very long time that I stopped sharing altcoins in the newsletter, and I lost a lot of subscribers who said, hey man, I want setups. And I said, not going to start pushing a whole bunch of charts and setups when there's nothing that looks good. That's just bad risk management. Biggest part of risk management is not, I'm only going to lose 1% on each trade. It's, I'm going to either be in the market or out of the market heavily or doing nothing and knowing the times to do that. And I feel like I started posting alt charts again, and we caught, Solana and ADA and all these AVAX at the right time. I said, hey, it looks like they're turning around. It looks like the market's going to start to rip again. And so, yeah, patience paid off. People are not patient. It ain't a thing. Yeah, I think if you get a dip to 159 here, you buy it. And I mean, on this break, you should be heading to 250 anyways. Buy the dips. Buy the dips. These all look great. Ethereum. I tweeted 3.7K all day and it's 36.91. So now the reply guys are going to come in and be like, you said all day, bro. And it's not even like there all day. And I bought it 3,700. Now I'm down $6. I hate you, you scammer. Dude, it rhymes. K all day. It's not a prediction that it will actually remain there all day. We're not even in the same time zone. How would you know? How would you even know? But guys, ETH, I've been screaming about it. This is exactly what I'm talking about. We're seeing could happen with all these other coins. Drop, accumulation in a range, break the range, flip it to support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. In this case, it wicked back into the range and closed above or opened. Formed this resistance, and I said 333, get your money into ETH. I've been screaming about it, and I've been screaming about it since here. Let's be real. I said we have a bullish SFP. Get your, and this is when Bitcoin broke its range, and I said, I tweeted it, I newslettered it, I videoed it. ETH has not broken the range. This is going to be a fake out probably on Bitcoin. That was the dead bottom. You're double on ETH since July 20th if you were trading it like that. This looks great. Now we want to see it hold 35.95, then that flips, and we have, I mean, it's clear skies from here to 43.84. This should be heading back to the all-time high. That's it. Don't at me if I'm wrong, bro. Coming back to the comments for a moment. Guys, I'm not taking requests from the chat for the 7900th time. It's not going to happen. Yes, this is right. I'm going to start tweeting 3.7K at some point in the day. Yeah. Victoria can vouch. I remember that ETH chart from 20th July when Scott posted in his newsletter. I said, bro, I didn't know if it would like double from there, but the risk reward of buying the bottom of a range like that is so incredible, right? You take a small loss if the range breaks down, and you have endlessly, literally infinite upside if it goes up. Infinite upside if it goes up. Looking at your, yeah, man, they're pre-selected. ETH coming back down, yeah, it's down like $40. We should probably sell it all. That's sarcasm. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, I have mad mouse clicking and dragging skills. Although I've never gotten paid for my incredible skills of mouse dragging. All right, mostly what I'm looking at above is a bunch of requests. So we're just going to keep on moving. Don't stop. No, keep on moving. Name that band. Group. Who's saying keep on moving? Keep on moving. Keep on moving. Don't stop. No, keep on moving. Y'all know that one? That's my era, man. I had that on vinyl. I still have it on vinyl back here, but I had that on vinyl when it like came out. That's a weird chart. What's going on here? So yeah, FTM stifled at the all-time high. We have a slight bearish SFP. See how it wicked above? That means there's a hell of a lot of liquidity at the all-time high. So you want to pull a Solana or a Luna or whatever here. This is what you want, right? Otherwise, maybe you look to, let me see something. Keep on moving. Keep on moving, don't stop, no. That's another famous song. If y'all could name that, you get bonus points. So like this was a supply zone. This is called basically, this kind of violates it, but this is called a bullish breaker. It's when a resistance zone of supply fails and one candle blasts through it, it becomes support. So I would buy anything down here, just like it just showed, and ideally a flip of the all-time high to support, and then you're clear skies. Clear skies. Let's see if any of you got that. Somebody said De La Soul. That's close. You got the soul part. Got the soul. There you go. Soul to soul. Big sexy. You're an old person like me, clearly. Anybody else know the other song that they were famous for? I'll hum it for you. Back to life, back to reality. Okay, whatever, man. Scrubs. GBTC. Surprisingly, not exactly a Bitcoin chart. Well, this is the monthly. Let's get in. Let's get in there like swimwear a little bit. You can see we're at a key level right here on GBTC. And it looks like GBTC, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, is kind of flagging a little bit, right? It's an ugly chart. I don't know. GBTC, harder to chart than Bitcoin. But yeah, I mean, this looks like it should eventually break up and over. I don't know. It's a weird chart, man. Wouldn't say that's important anymore. There's a gap here, but it's kind of a breakaway gap. Maybe it comes down and fills that. I don't think so. Did anybody of you listen to Soul to Soul back in the day, or is it just me? Back to the here and now. I love Back to Soul to Soul. I don't know with GBTC. I think we want to be above 38.71, which we are, and should be heading back up to 58. I mean, this looks like a pretty bullish chart. And maybe you could draw it like this, make it a little cleaner. Not really. Okay, well, we'll take what we got. I don't really like that line. I would want it to be more kind of slanted, but I don't know. I'm going to be honest. Just look at Bitcoin. This chart is weird. Sorry. Helium network token HN to the T. So this was the all-time high. Broke it, failed. Came back, tested the range. That's cool. Want to be back above that, but now I think ultimately you want to get above 26 bucks because then it's blue skies. Who knows? It can go anywhere. Nobody knows. I don't even know where it's going. I never know what it's doing back there. Never know what it's doing. Meatloaf, mom. That's the trade I'm looking for here. I wouldn't touch it at this point. It's already at 24 bucks. Might as well wait for confirmation and flip it. That's super simple. Luna, we had these three sort of bull flag targets, came back, retested, didn't get there yet, but I think it will. So now this is still the trade I would want, ideally, but kind of a new little flag type thing here, right? So a break of that, I think we still see all of these targets. But this is price discovery. Same idea we were just talking about. Look at this on the daily. This is what we're looking for on some like HNT that we just looked at. Previous all-time high, broken, retested as support to the penny, pump, right? Went from 22 all the way up to about 37 in price discovery. Huge moves. But if you can get another bounce down here at 22, I don't think you will, but whoo boy, I would take that. Otherwise, you want to just take it flipping any of these levels. Confirm that bullishness. Matic, still same idea, just moving it over. Right? Rejected here at a very key resistance. I think you can trade it from now until 170 if you're scalping. It bounced right out of demand here, as is tradition. This bounce out of here should be sending it up to this line, $1.72. If it can flip that, I think this heads right back to $2.70. But this is a really nice bullish move. Now, see, here's a good, let's move that. See this candle? A lot of people would see this candle, this daily candle. And I talk about these on the top all the time. See, here it is on the top, basically, right? Shooting star. Shooting star. Long upper wick. No body. That's a perfect shooting star, actually. And this one sort of preceded it, giving you warning. This is the same candle, right? But when it's at the bottom, it's actually bullish. Same as having a hanging man up top, right? If you have a hammer candle, one of these, which is not meaningful in this position, but when that's at a bottom, like really at a bottom, like here, there's kind of one, you tend to see a reversal up. Bulls stepped in, advanced price, get this long down wick. But when that's up top, it means that sellers are finally interested, have stepped in, push price down. And even though bulls were able to recover, they were not able to advance price. Same idea here. So here you had tweezer bottoms. This is not for a trade. This is for educational purposes. Basically almost three tweezer bottoms. But when you see these two little sticks, the ends of the wicks are very close. That's called tweezer bottoms. And then you had bulls really step in here and try to sell. Yes, bears were able to push it back down, but you know that bulls became interested here. So this is considered a bullish potential reversal candle. And especially that's confirmed when you see the next candle bullish. Not only is this next candle bullish right now, it's engulfing the previous three candles. Very bullish candle. So I think that if we see a close like this, Matic continues to 170. Ultimately, you want to get above that. Nexo Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, better. Either of those lines are fine, I guess, but this is doing nothing. I want to see more volume. It is technically breaking out. I mean, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 touches, 11 and a break. So from here, you're looking at one of these if it continues up, right? I already moved that, didn't I? Oops, I went back too far. So I think this looks good. It's a breakout. I just want to see more volume. It's really not a very compelling breakout. And locally, you have another resistance slightly overhead, right? See you start here and you can see looking back, look at all that. So like this, right here. So like even if you want to confirm the breakout, you want to flip that, buy it there, head up to there, If you get that flip, we go up. Cool. Great. Glad we had this talk. Coming over to the comments real quick. Scott, link to the newsletter under the video doesn't work. Comes up something like we couldn't find this page. That's my team. They're fired. Let's see. Let me go look at that real quick. Go check that out. Yeah, that's not working. All right. Any of my links working? No, none of my links are working. I'm going to tell them right now. I don't know if that's the case. None of the links under today's video are working. I just pointed it out in the comments. Cool. None of those links work. That's really encouraging. I wonder if they work on any of my other videos. Not something that I personally check very often. Anyways, guys, whatever, man. Thanks for the awesome stuff. How do you generally handle alts that are approaching all-time high? Sell and wait for flip and retest? I don't sell. I just wait for a flip and retest if I'm going to buy. I'm not selling something that's about to go into price discovery. You could if that was your target. But yeah, no, I'm talking about if you're looking for buy, you know. Yeah, my links are broken. Who broke my links, man? I blame you guys. One Harmony Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, this is super simple, right? Above that gives you that. Boom. Wait, 4. Big move if you can get it. You know, you can draw any number of kind of patterns here, but this is what you want. Here's your demand. And yeah, if it drops down here, this is where you'd want to buy if it drops. Otherwise, you're looking for that. PENN stonks. Dave Portnoy, PENN Gaming. This looks like it's about to head and shoulders hardcore. Can't trade a head and shoulders till it happens. It's just the idea that jumps out at me is this, right? So I don't know. These are all super old lines from March of 2020 or something. We're on the weekly chart here, right? I mean, you can obviously see what I'm talking about here, right? Doesn't mean it'll happen. It has to break this blue line, and this is not a confirmed shoulder coming down, but this is a break of the 50 MA on the weekly and a rejection there. That's not great. By the way, you trade a stock like this on fundamentals, not on the chart, but this is fun. So this is what you're looking for if you want to short it or sell it, right? Comes at head, right shoulder, breakdown, retest, down. But then again, you know, you kind of have this little demand here before that. So if you're looking to buy, you might buy that and look for the fake out. But ultimately, I think that we have a clear resistance right here. That's not the line I wanted. Hold up. Wait a minute. Yeah, you want to get above that. 50 MA is there, and you have this kind of local horizontal resistance. So if you're trying to buy, I would say either buy down here or, more importantly, maybe there, heading to the highs. But I'd be very cautious about that happening. Polka Startor. I have a big. Yeah. Let's see. I mean, that's kind of it. I do think that this was a key level. It's been flipped to support. So I want to see some volume come in. But it broke that level, $1.76 on major volume. And it's held above that since. So you even have this sort of like consolidation under consolidation, right? I want to break this blue line at this point. If you didn't get in at $1.76, you're waiting for this blue line to break. And then you have some targets like here, or you can pull that to here. It doesn't matter. Stay there. Here. Where it is right now is actually resistance. That's interesting. Right? Look. Boom, boom. Those are the levels I'd really be watching. Maybe one through here. Okay. Support's down here. You just play level to level with any of these, really. right? But anything like that, cool. That's the general vibe. I don't see a reason to buy right here between levels and under resistance, but maybe soon. Ren, USDT. Wow, lots happened since I charted this last. This is a nice rounding bottom. And I still think this is a key area. You can even draw it like right down here. Add some levels, something here-ish. Right here. Clearly here. Right? Resistance, down, flip, support multiple times, all those candles closing above. Sorry, I was messaging with the person who's fixing my links. I'm a multitasker. And you have a really steep support here, but I wouldn't play it. You know, I think if you get above this 78-cent area where we are now, then you're looking at a move to here. So a flip of that, I think, sends you to $1.09. Right here. Cool. Sand. Wow, this looks good. Price discovery. Wow. Thanks for pointing this out, whoever requested this. This is what we're talking about. All-time high, 90 cents. Flip to support. You should see this continuing up. Let me tell him. Newsletter encompass mining. Anyways, I would pull this here. Multitasking. Here we go. This should be, I mean, this should be going into price discovery. Like this, you can buy, I mean, right in this area, anywhere here. It might break down. Some of them break down. Then you kind of look to this area. Still not far down. But yeah, this looks great. And nothing else I can say about that. SNX, I posted this as a trade yesterday in the newsletter. So I'd had a trade idea, but it never triggered. I said a close above here, and then you're looking for that. Or a bounce off of blue support. That's what I said. Those are your two triggers. This one never triggered. This one just did. Right? I love a trade like this. Love it. Because it has ascending support. Right? And so when the support is ascending, like say you entered here, well, as support goes up, you just move this up on the bottom. You move your stop loss up. Right? So like if it comes to here, your stop loss here is already in profit because you're moving your stop loss up below this. That was a trade. So this is the trade. Now you want to either get that flip or this bounce off support, but the entry was here at 10.91 yesterday. It's already at 12.4. It's up like, 15, 20%. Sweet. Feel like a genius. And if you call this an ascending triangle, that gives you a target of 22. I think this should be heading to the highs, 25, 8 something. Cool. Cool. Sol. So listen, all you had to do ever was buy any dip, right? So I've had all these identified. This one came right down. This one right here. Never tested 82. I'm not saying it will, but I'm saying you should buy it if it does. After that, I would say like $100, 98 right here. I will tell you this. I wouldn't fade Sol right now. I wouldn't short Sol right now. I'm not even sure I'd sell it. I'd be looking to buy dips. But this candle on this volume, this is a textbook blow off top. You have a shooting star, huge wick up on huge volume, and the candle closed below where it opened, right? Sellers took major control here. Now you're seeing this push through. That's good, but this is definitely a huge stop sign. I'm not saying it won't blast up. Technical analysis just gives us ideas, right? So it's just an idea, but this should retrace at some point. This should be a signal that we're starting to top here. So I'm not saying short it. I'm saying buy the dips. 1 second. I'm talking to this dude. So Uni. Yeah, we had this descending wedge, broke out. Now got to get above 30 bucks. $30. We're at 30.11 right now. We had a couple fake outs above it already, so you can move that up slightly if you want. Be safer, 31.28. But this should be following exactly what I drew when it was here, right? Breakout, come down, easy. This broke out already. This, again, if you drew it as a range, it would be from here to here. So this is at the top of the range. Same thing like we showed you on ETH, all those coins, right? Same thing. Super simple. All these coins, you know, alts tend to all look the same. So VGX used to be BQX on Binance. So we don't have all the history, but this is a major spike. There's only a 4-hour chart. It just started as VGX. Major spike in volume and a breakout of this descending wedge. So we should be going here. This should be going to 450 from here. Breakout, retest. You can even put that line, but I like the other one kind of better. I don't know. Not enough history to really do it. That's the line you want. So this should be heading up to here. Break out of here, back to the top of the wedge. Super, super straightforward and easy. And not enough price history to know if it's going to work. But this is you see volume like this breaking through a line, you should be heading up. Simple. XRP, USD. Why you got to request this from me? Ripple for your nipple. Remember that drink, Ripple? Disgusting alcoholic beverage. I think they used to like drink that on like Sanford and Son. So you had this breakout sort of. You're above $1.10. That's great. And now you have this sort of descending triangle, which is fine. People think that that's bad. 62% of the time, descending triangles break to the upside and uptrend. It's actually just a continuation pattern. So I think that you wait till a break of this line and then you target this zone. Super simple, super easy. That's what I would be looking for. Oh, Bitcoin's moving, huh? Almost back to 49. Look at it. It ran right into that line and stopped. Right into it. That's what I was talking about right at the beginning. So now on Bitcoin, you gotta see this. And then we'll head up to 50,554. Could stop alts in their tracks on the Bitcoin pairs. We'll see. And see, little bounce on the dominance, kind of what we talked about there as well. Guys, that's all the requests. What exchange y'all like to use for interest rates? I use Voyager. I talked about this before. I tweeted about it actually. Like, I'll show you. This is kind of like a key part of my strategy, so it's worth sharing. You can see this tweet. I've been buying small amounts of ETH every single day with Roundly X and Invest Voyager for years. Incredible how much it adds up. You can see what I do. And this is, I should have gone further with that and said, the reason I love it so much is A, it's automated. So what Roundly X does, and I've been talking about Roundly X for years, it's just like Acorns, if you know it in legacy markets. Roundly X rounds up your small transactions. So you attach like a credit card. If you spend 98 cents, it rounds up the 2 cents to $1. And that 2 cents then gets invested at a certain point when it compounds into whatever you choose. You can choose any of these coins on Voyager, a lot of platforms. I use Voyager. And so I have a 10x compounder on it. So if I spend 2 cents, it's 20 cents. If I spend 20, if it rounds up 20 cents, it's $2. That's how these compound so fast. And then you get your like 6% interest on all these. I've been doing this for years. It's absolutely incredible how much this compounds just buying small amounts. I also buy dips on Ethereum myself. I don't sell Ethereum, but it's absolutely just amazing. So I use Voyager for the interest rate. I use Roundly X for the roundup. Roundly X, POG, that's what I needed. I don't know what that means. Want to hit me with Polymath? Is that Poly? Poly? You did request it as a member. I know that. I don't, but is that Polymath? Is that it? Dude, that Polymath? That's clearly not even the right chart. So 1 second. Polymath. You want it on the USD? John, you want it on the USDT pair or Bitcoin pair? Let me know. I'm going to go ahead and look at the USDT pair since it's really, I mean, I've seen a shift. It's amazing. Nobody asks anymore for Bitcoin pairs. We only had 2 on the Bitcoin pair today. Well, I mean, that doesn't have very much price history on Coinbase, right? Binance isn't technically, it's just a calculation, but okay, let's look. Let's just name this for future reference. Is what you wanted. Poly USD, Poly want a cracker. I mean, that's all I see when I look at this, right? Pumpkin. Big, huge rounding bottom since inception in 2018. I mean, eventually this should just rip like mad. But you gotta be above there. We don't want to look at a weekly chart, do we? I was just trying to get, you always look at the longer time frame first when you look at a chart. I mean, this looks like it's going to cup and handle, but it would have to get all the way up here. So you have another sort of rounding vibe here. This is a tough chart because of that, though. I would say right now, here's your like key level, right? You're coming into it. I would want to flip 39 cents, and then I think you head right up to 77 cents. Pretty straightforward. If you need a sort of local support, that's not going to do it. If you need sort of a local support, I'd look at that. Right? So you're looking for this. Either this or this. Okay? I just came back and I was like, I hope I was actually showing my chart. And I was. You're a long-term trader, right? I am now. So that changed a lot this year. I used to leverage trade very publicly. I'd share it all. I used to alt trade, day trade. And then, when Bitcoin went from like, I don't know, 6,000 to 65,000 in a year and everything went up, I didn't really feel like I needed to like spend my energy trading shorter setups anymore. So now I treat almost everything like an investment. I just buy stuff when it dips and then I hold because I don't really need to sell for any reason. So yeah. Scott, how long are you holding coins after the trade at max time? So the general strategy when I was like more aggressive, I'm still trading, and I wasn't for a while. I've been trading a lot of these setups that I've been showing you guys when I can in the United States. But my strategy generally is to average in, buy at set points. And then I like to average out. When it goes up to a resistance, I'll sell 20% of the trade, sell another 20%, sell another 20%. And if it keeps going, I keep at least 20% and I move it to my long-term bag and I become an investor. I don't really pay attention to it anymore. Hope that it does one of those huge, huge moves, Play says he bets 100% a woman created Bitcoin. I read today there was a thing, it was like CNBC or something that said that like men are 2 times more likely to buy crypto than women. I would have thought that was like 10 to 1. So that's cool. That's cool. That's only 2 times as many men at this party as women. How do you think the AVAX ecosystem will perform for Sol or DOT, sir? I mean, it's my opinion. There was an article I interviewed with Business Insider a few days ago, and they were like, what altcoins do you like for long-term? And I said, basically just like buy all the layer ones. So I said Sol, DOT, AVAX, EGLD, Ethereum, right? Like I'm not going to go in there and start talking about coins with like $1 million market cap. So if you want to be an investor in this space, why choose one of these? Just spread it out. DOT hasn't moved yet as much as the others. AVAX, Sol, basically like these absolutely huge moves. Dot hasn't moved. So maybe like the most upside I see right now with Polkadot as a trader. But like I would just spread it out and get exposure to like all these platforms. That's my thinking. That's not true. The problem is I don't know what you think was not true. Is P. Diddy involved in Tupac's murder? No. That's stupid. West Side till I die. No, I'm just kidding. Whatever. I shared Luna earlier, so you can scroll back and find that. That's called being rich, brother. No need to sell. The market did that for me, right? Like if you have a certain amount of your portfolio dedicated to the market and the market goes up 10, 12, 15 times, you're now either you're selling because you want to rebalance or you just ride the casino's money indefinitely. Roundlyx.com. 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 Should be it. I don't have a reference. Maybe you can use the code WOLF or something. Was set up ages ago. I don't get anything from it. But no, P. Diddy's not involved in Biggie's murder either. Come on, guys. Although it did really launch Diddy's rap career. It was a boon for him to some degree. Yeah. So guys, I have been live streaming every morning. I know the times have been a little bit sporadic. We tried 8:30. That was really, really hard for me with my family, getting the kids to school and all that stuff and getting prepared. It was an ideal time, but like not for my lifestyle. So we moved it to 9:30. Then today there was a meeting at 9:30. I had to punt it to 10 at the last minute. For now, we're trying to do it at 9:30. We're trying to find the best mix of content. I want to do as much free content as possible. And so I used to do the short videos and then these live streams, which were longer. I knew not everybody wants to look at my ugly mug for an hour 3 times a week. So we were like, hey, we'll do these shorter videos. But the problem with the shorter videos was I would do charts. And then by the time they were edited and put out, it'd be like 3 hours later, right? So now we're doing short live streams to replace those. And there's a lot of people now complaining because they don't realize they can just watch those short live streams the same way they did the short videos. But for now, I'm trying to most days show up at 9:30 a.m. Eastern daily time, and then the 3 a week. That said, tomorrow I will be back at this time too because I have an AMA. I did an amazing AMA yesterday with High, and tomorrow I have an AMA with INX. So, bro, I'm doing a lot. Yeah, as a dad, it can be a little rough at times. Yeah, it came to the point where it was like, oh, we're going to have to like put one of the other kids who doesn't have to go somewhere in the car just so I don't have to bother with him at that. Yeah, it's just not a thing. Yeah. No, I do not have any day trading. I'm not getting rid of the 1 hour slots. I'm keeping those in the afternoon, but there are people who want to just like get it knocked out in 10 minutes and call it a day, Sell the kids, then you have time for us. A year ago when Bitcoin was like 6,000, that would have been a more compelling proposition. If you are Satoshi, please sign in the message. We evolved to look. I'm not Satoshi. I only got into crypto, unfortunately, in 2016. 2016. Whatever happened to Mace? He became like a preacher, and then he's been he apparently got broke because Diddy owned all the royalties, and he's been making a big public fuss over the last few years about like, Diddy, why don't you give me some of the royalties on these songs? The broken glass everywhere, that's a stolen line, obviously, from the song that they sampled. Don't push me because I'm close to the edge, the message. But yeah, I mean, Mace he like went off the reservation, became a pastor, something like that. Do you hodl? Yeah, I hodl Jordans. But like I wear them. So I'm not like an investor, but I don't, once I get some Jordans, I don't get rid of them. Yeah, he kind of went MC Hammer, but MC Hammer, like Mace was never rich, I think. He was like a salaried employee of Diddy, bad boy. Basically, that's how they were treated if you were a rapper on there. MC Hammer had like $40-50 million in like the early 90s, late 80s, and just blew it on the homies. He had an entourage. He supported the whole hood and went broke. Yeah. Mace, Jadakiss, and GDAP wrote Puffy's lyrics. That's correct, and they didn't really get paid. Do you collect anything like sports cards, Jordans, video games, Magic cards? Oh, only Magic cards. The Gathering. No, I've never played Magic the Gathering. I'm an old person. I don't know about that. But you can see I collect records, obviously, but that's just because I was a DJ and I've had them forever. I used to have about 10,000 records. Now I have about 1,000. And I love sports memorabilia. I have like a pretty massive baseball card collection from my childhood. And then I have hundreds more, but a lot of baseballs and signed balls and things like that. I love them. When wolf painting, I'm going to probably end up disconnecting the camera, but it's right here. Just haven't hung it yet. Have not hung it yet, but it's here. I actually unpacked it. That's a original Trevor Jones painting, and I have an NFT of it, one of one. Yeah. House hip hop, all of it. Because Tupac's still alive. He could be. No, he's not alive. The Wire for sure. I love The Sopranos, but The Wire for sure. For sure. Yes, I played a ton of poker, both online and in dirty, dingy card houses in New York City until they started getting robbed and people started getting shot with shotguns into their faces. So I stopped playing at that place. But definitely The Wire, hands down. I'm not really a freestyler anymore. I don't do that, too old to freestyle. Hammer became a preacher too. Yes. And Hammer, he literally, one of his hits was Pray. That's why we pray. Pray. We got to pray just to make it today. That's why, yeah, man, Yeah, I played a lot of poker. Poker and trading are basically the same. Omar is not coming here. The Wire was groundbreaking. Another cool show is the recent Wu-Tang series on Hulu. Yeah, it's great, but I think they only made one series of a season, right? I watched it. I don't think I'd ever, you ever hear of that Italian HBO series, Gomorrah, Italian Wire? I have not. Just looking through here. Mace, man. Mace was great, but Mace was kind of tired. He rapped like he was tired. Mace was not a great rapper, right? This is not a great rapper. It's fine. He was fine. He was a part of a machine, the Diddy machine, the bad boy machine. Just take hits from the 80s, make it sound so crazy. That's what they did, man. That's what they did. Oh, we're done. I'm out of time, y'all. So yeah, once again, tomorrow morning, I will be back at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Daily Time and at 1:30 p.m. for a AMA with INX. Check out the giveaway, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Tickle the like button. Tap it. Click on the giveaway. Hopefully the links down there are fixed. If not, fuck it. We tried. Peace.
Let's go.